So cordage is an invaluable tool when you're out in the bush. It is a consumable though. I do carry a fair bit on me. I've got some in my pocket, some in my emergency kit. Even my hat band is made out of paracord, but at some point you may run out. Here's how to make some natural cordage. This yucca plant, although it's not native to Australia, has a lot of uses, including fire making from the stalks. You can eat the stalks when they're green, the flowers when they're out. But one of their more valuable resources is the fibres in their leaves. Let's gather a few of the green leaves and dried leaves and let's see if we can make some cordage out of it. Now we are in snake breeding season, so I'm going to be pretty careful on where I put my hands. The spiny mat rush is another valuable resource for cordage making. I'll grab a couple of those leaves as well. So a couple of resources I've picked up is the spiny mat rush. I've got some paracord to demonstrate on, and I've got some yucca leaves. So this spiny mat rush has some very fine teeth on the edge of the leaf. If you run your fingers down one way, you'll feel it's very rough, and if you run it the other way, it's smooth. So what I want to do now is just break the back of those fibres. And the way I'm going to do that is find the smooth side and just run it over my fingernail. To extract the fibres out of this yucca leaf, we need to get rid of this fleshy part on the outside. You can use the back of your knife to just pull it through, or use a spoon to scrape it off. You start to see all those fibres inside the leaf. We'll start to separate some of those fibres. Try and make the fibres roughly as uniform as possible. So the method we're going to be using today is the reverse twist. What this involves is twisting the rope away from you with one hand and towards you with the other hand until you start to see a twist forming in your cordage. With my right hand I'm twisting away from me, and with my left hand twisting towards me until it coils over. Once you've got it started like that, you pinch where your last twist is. Now with your right hand you twist away from you, grab hold of the bottom cord and then twist the whole lot towards you and move your pinch up to where it joins. Twist away from you, reach underneath, pull towards you, and continue that process. Each time you slide your finger up to where it joins. With the mat rush we're going to do something very similar. Depending on how thick you want your cordage, will depend on how many strands you want to add in at a time. Let's make quite a small one, and we'll just start with one strand. Slightly less than halfway because we don't want the two ends to splice at the same time. We twist that until we get our kink. And the same thing applies. So this being the thinner part, we can see it's just starting to wrap around the thicker stalk. Then we're going to add in another piece. Only this time I'm going to add the thicker part of the stalk to the thin end, just to balance it out a bit more. Now we're getting to the shorter end here, and that's the thicker part of the stalk. So the next one I get, I'm going to turn that around so I've got the thinner end, try and keep it even. The more uniform your strands, the stronger it'll be. And then just tie an overhand knot. And trim off all your little excess pieces. Again, only a thin cordage, but very strong. Now these fibres from the yucca leaf are much nicer to work with. They're soft and supple and twist together nicely. And we'll end up with a nice even strand of rope. Now we're going to finish fairly evenly, so I'm going to start adding strands in for one side now. And stagger the joins. So in a reasonable amount of time I was able to make soft, pliable, strong rope. Let's go test it out. Oh, Whew. So it turns out that everything has its load limit, including this natural cordage, which is about 3 or 4 millimeter diameter. If you're thinking I'm an idiot for trying that, leave us a comment. Thanks for watching.